everybody's having a good day. All right, all right, all right. This is a test run, somewhat trying to try new things, going live, right? I won't be too loud, right? Well, today I just wanted to come on here and, it's Friday, the end of the week for most people. Usually the end of their struggles, what they got to do weekly, or you say the beginning of the rest period. People get a chance to take a load off. Well, lately everybody's been really pushing on mental health. To me, mental health is not just one avenue of just go see a therapist. Mental health can be established mostly for most of us. Because most of us when we grow up, didn't really hear about mental health that much. I know I did when I was growing up. And we psychiatrists, that was for rich people going crazy because they got too much money or something, taking too much drugs or something. Now everybody's really big on mental health. So I just wanted to, get on here and give people a chance to join me to relax and, get it off your chest. You got something that you went through this week, you want to get it off your chest. Of course, please don't try not to be too vulgar. But I wanted to, give a little space. I've been saying that, Threshold is about create a space where people can just, come out and give their perspective on life and living. And so I want to see if I can handle that, right? But today is about, get it off your chest, and the topic today is mostly built on fear. Fear. That's one of the things most people really can't handle, right? Can you handle, what kind of fear that you have or even had? Sometimes that fear will stolen again. So I looked up a word and it's called allodoxophobia. It's the fear of other people's opinions. And I'm gonna tell you, for a while there, I was really fearful of other people's opinions. I was, but then it got to a point to where, most people are scared of their own opinions. They don't know what to say, and they live in this little bubble, and everything outside is, more of something like if it comes against them, they grow anxious, they get angry. How do you, and, in today's world, people are so sensitive that if you disagree with them in any way, shape, or form, they get angry and they consider you their enemy, and you should just go away, right? Because people don't really get used to talking to other people and dealing with things with words. They usually immediately want to go to violence. They immediately want to go to taunt. They immediately want to go to disrespect instead of actually trying to find out why the other person even think the way they think in the first place. Now, I know a lot of people move in bad faith and they think the way they think because they just want to be something different than what somebody else has done previously. And that's foolish. I don't understand that. I've heard a lot of people say they don't want to be with somebody that agrees with them. All right, so let me get this right. If you could choose somebody who always, or I should say, they never say anything to you. They never agree with you. They're always in contention with you. Would you pick that one over the person who always agreed with you and never argued with you? Now, most of y'all probably before I asked that, it probably was on some of you probably was on the first, the former. But that latter really do sounds great. I like peace and quiet. Now, don't get me wrong. I understand, some people like you just want somebody to do everything for you. No, I just would, if there was a choice, I would rather pick somebody that agrees with me versus somebody that always disagree with me. But that's neither here nor there because we are different. We're different people. and you can't get good. It's hard to get fresh new ideas from people if it's always just you, because you don't know everything, right? So I just want to come on here and take a little break from the week doing everything. All those who are on their way home, or you're about to get off, or you're going to the store and you just want to, some people really don't have anybody to talk to other than the people who their normal echo chamber. But I believe you can stoke something in somebody when you can just get it off your chest to somebody who you would never see again. Um, one of the big things about the whole therapy thing is that person doesn't know you personally, and you get a chance to go and say your biggest fear. Of course, this is live stream. This is social media, so whatever's on here is on here. But right now, I don't. I mean, we're not filming you, so if you can put in the chat, what's going on, and other people will be able to chime in on what you say, and then maybe we can get it on here and actually get the topic going for whatever you say. Because I may not have thought about that, right? Um, but I do want to give. I want to give a little. I want to take a little moment of silence, not just for the people we see on social media lately. Big cases, big. A lot of things happening in people's lives, personal lives. A lot of domestic violence happening. It's big, big. I think everybody's coming outside because spring is coming, so a lot of people starting to mix and mingle again, and start when the heat increases. So does attitudes. So I just want to give a shout out to all the people who have been through and we're still here. But I want to take a moment of silence for the people who are no longer here due to somebody else's choice and decision to feel like they weren't good enough to still be here. All right. I hope you know I don't have any big topics to talk about today because there's a lot of stuff going on. I just want to mostly focus on the viewers and give people a chance. Sometimes it's good not to come in with always something to talk about that's particular. I don't know if you've ever been around a person and you just start talking about random stuff, especially like in a barbershop, and those random things turn into a big long conversation, right? Um, you know, I was This is a little story time. I can talk about one of my fears. I talked about a fear before, but I talked about the allodoxophobia, which for those who just not coming in, means for a fear of other people's opinions. I have um, I have a fear of one of my fears when I was growing up was a big fear. Um, was a fear of the fear of lack. Now, growing up in the projects and the way we were, we had welfare and food stamps, and I mean, sometimes we went without food and I had hand-me-downs and things like that. So I had things, but my fear started to really come in once I started moving and doing something on my own. Like when I joined the Air Force, I didn't feel like I had anything. I was still living and trying to make things better for somebody else, but I felt like I didn't have anything. So I started seeing other people, their lives, and they move forward. I'm like, what about me? You know, what can I do? What is it that um, what is it that I need to do in order to not feel like I don't have anything? And then it comes to social, relationships. Trying to, I had a, you know, um, I don't know if I really tell this part, but anyway, um, I had, uh, I had a girlfriend in the eighth grade, actually in the ninth grade, when I was in the ninth grade. So, and the way our schools was set up in Texas, in this area of Texas, we had a bunch of elementary schools. We had two junior high schools. One was east and one was west, and we had adjoining high school. We also had a seventh grade school. It was intermediate school, and it was all seventh grade, just one grade. But for some reason, that school was full. Um, and in the ninth grade, at I was at junior high east. Uh, I got a girlfriend. I don't know how it happened. I don't know. Actually, she asked me, which is why I didn't experience the rejection yet. And it's probably because something going on through her life. But she asked me, and I'm wondering, what is it? Why did she pick me? I wasn't trying to be noticed. I was just living my life. I was really big and going to church and things like that. So I really wasn't out there trying to do like most other teenagers at that age. Um, and at that time, I was still a virgin. In the ninth grade, I was still a virgin. So whether anybody knew it, doesn't matter. I'm not ashamed of it. I actually wish I would have held my virginity longer than I did. But I really put forth that 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 effort to, okay, let me try this boyfriend girlfriend thing. I think I can do it. I think I can do it. And we used to go and during lunch and break, we go and I didn't know it was a thing, but we would go and make out at we go and kissing and touching and rubbing and trying to figure out how to sin more, right? And get in trouble in the ninth grade. Um, but I thought I was growing, man. I'm like, I finally got me somebody, somebody that I can hold hands with, blah blah blah. Um, and then it didn't last long. It lasted a couple of months, and things were happening right in front of me during a couple of months. That lets me know that I wasn't the only one with her. Oh shoot! Wait a minute. And like I told you, I was in the projects. I didn't have anything to offer really, so I felt bad about that already. So I'm kind of nervous, and maybe that was visible since I acted like I didn't really do anything. I acted inadequate. But really, what really pushed me over was the fact that one day I was supposed to be, one day on the bus going home, she started talking kind of very disrespectful out loud to where people can hear. I'm like, what in the world is going on? We're not even having a conversation. We're just on the bus, and she just kind of started angry, being. I'm like, what in the world's wrong with her? And she's like, if you just do it, I don't know what is. I'm like, I haven't done anything to you, right? But I want to know what is it that you really got against me. So I started to go into this whole question mode, and you can't question people once they're in that mindset. They don't want to hear you. They just want to say what they want to say and get it off their chest, and they don't care what you say. You say anything in contrast to what they're talking about, now they're gonna make them even more mad, right? And I'm like, oh God, what is going on? So um, we got off the bus, and I thought it was squashed. I didn't continue to egg her on and anything like that, and we both went our separate ways. And there was another day after that I thought it was okay. We were cool, I guess. But then one day I walked up, and we were supposed to meet, and she wasn't there. And I walked around the school. I'm like, wait a minute, she's normally here, but she can't be far because we don't have. There's not very many places she can go that I can go because she was she was in the eighth grade and I was in the ninth grade. So I'm like, well, where is she at? So I went and I saw her in the office with another ninth grader. He was a teammate of mine, football, another teammate of mine, but he played baseball and I didn't play baseball. So she's in there kind of with him, and she grabs his bag, picks stuff up. I'm like, wait, she ain't never grabbed my stuff. I didn't ask her to, but she's grabbing this, kind of wanting to be there, and the way she's talking, her mannerisms, her posture, and all of that. I'm like, oh my God, did she just dump? Did she just dump me just like that? Like, was that a? Was she dumping me on? I didn't know that's what that. Wait a minute, that's how you dump? You go? Oh my gosh, and um after that, she act like she just ghosted me. She wouldn't talk to me anymore. She got her a new guy that fast. But I already thought she had touched. She was with somebody else, kind of, because she was very secretive, and I didn't really have that much personal time with her. So I'm like, I don't know what this is. But as a guy, that was very bad to ghost me like that in front of me, because she wasn't embarrassed once I saw her. She just kind of went on with him, like she can't see me no more. And I was like, whoa, is that what it is? He played baseball. He got something more to offer. I don't know what it is about playing baseball. He got more to offer, but I'm like, what? You just gonna leave me like that? And so after that, it was a couple of years after that like 2 years that I really, the way other women, I was trying to talk to them and they all kind of looked and talked to me a similar way. So I'm like, oh, I don't have anything. I don't have anything to offer really for real. I mean, I know it, but some of these other guys don't either. And they treat these girls like they're, you know, secondhand. But I haven't disrespected you yet. So why are you not giving me this attention? What is it about me? I know I'm not the most handsome thing in the world, but come on, you got to know there's something you could be thinking about me. What is it about me that you're not taking serious enough that you could treat me just like you treated him or them? And later on, of course, you start finding out, how many, body counts start increasing on these, on yeah, boys and girls, And I was grateful, but I still felt very inadequate. I'm like, there must be something I don't nobody want me. They don't like me because I'm not punching in the face, because I'm not running around and kissing other girls in front of them, because I'm not calling them names and cussing them out, because I'm not passing around this STD that all the rest of them got. This is what I started to notice as I went on and got older. And I know most of you like you should be grateful in a way, but there's a lot of experiences of dealing with people that I missed out on because nobody was really looking for me. So I had that. So I developed this fear. I developed this fear of lack and inadequacy. I felt like I wasn't good enough. You ever felt that? Have you ever felt like you weren't good enough? Put in the comment section if you felt like you weren't good enough. At what age? And what is it? And what is it that made you feel that way? And when did you overcome it? How did you overcome it? I ended up joining the military right when I started to feel like something else was missing. When I graduated, when I graduated, I was in I about to graduate. I had just joined the DEP, Delayed Enlistment Program for the Air Force, and it was a strange thing started happening. I became the baseball player in high school. Became him. But I got like a couple of weeks of school left. I know about a lot of y'all reputation. Yeah, I don't want none of that. Um, so I started feeling and wondering, what is it that I'm going through? What am I doing? What am I doing wrong? What am I doing wrong in the previous right now? And what am I doing right now? Because I'm not doing anything. And what I noticed is people were intrigued by me being in the Air Force. They didn't know I was moving like that. So I kind of shone a little bit more. Also, I didn't know this because I'm me. I started to get bigger. I was always the small guy. I started to get bigger. All of a sudden, I started to swell up in muscles. I was, always in football and things, but 16, 17 is when I started to feel it for the previous years. I couldn't feel it for nothing. And I was wondering, what is it that I've done? I've been doing this the whole time. I've been trying to talk to you the whole time. I've been around you the whole time. I've been in your face, but you ignored me. But for some reason now, all of a sudden, people knew my name, and they wanted to say something to me. They lingered around at moments. I'm like, what you need something? What's going on? Why are you looking at me like that? I don't know what I did. I didn't do anything, but they wanted something. So I had something. What I had was access away from the school. What I had was a career, a reality of something that can actually build upon. Because I'm going into a service, so I'm going to have a steady job, which is what the other ones that they were doing, like playing around with in school, didn't have. I'm decent. I'm not looking crazy, even though I still have hand me downs. I don't look crazy. What is going on? And they started, no, these are girls that are also becoming women, and they starting to look for things that they weren't looking for a couple of years ago. Remember? So now I'm starting to possess the things that they want or wanted, and probably still did want after. But you've already played around. So now I'm here with nobody that I feel like I can, that now I'm starting to think like them. You're not good enough for me? You play you've been passed around. I know this dude and used to, and I saw you with this one, and I know you was with him, and blah blah blah. And I'm like, what is going on? This is crazy. I didn't know this, but for me, I'm about to leave now. So now I didn't get any more. I didn't develop any other relationships with girlfriend or with a girl. I go into the Air Force, still none, because now I'm around other people who have more than me again. Now I'm right back at the bottom of the barrel. I'm the lowest rank, outside of tech school and things. I'm the lowest rank, and I see people coming in the Air Force with brand new cars and brand new this, and they got all the. I'm like, where do you get all this money from? So you come in with something. Me, I'm still sending money to my mom and stuff to help with bills and things. Like I said, we were in the project, so um, I'm I'm just living my experience of a life. But I see other people who come in who get in after I do. They come in and they get a chance to they get married quick, just like this. They just met this girl a couple of months ago. Not to say it was successful, not to say it lasted, but they had a plan or they knew what to do or they figured out that if they get married, they get off base. So they get this bonus payments and all of this. They get a chance to move off base. I found out some of those were just they just got married for paper, and when they got off base, they lived their own separate lives. Um, and I'm watching people's lives go by. Some of them we really were married. And they got and they had children, and I'm still in tech school. I'm like, well, wait a minute. This whole time I've been here and I've been trying. I'm not crazy. Am I crazy? What happened? Did it just happen to me again? Sure enough, I tried to go out. I'm putting myself out there, asking on dates, and people would. I started getting these lies. I'm like, oh, yeah, let me ask you, some of the guys, some fellas. I mean, you ever asked somebody? Well, you ever asked a girl out and she lied with something like she had an STI, or or she got a boyfriend that doesn't live here, he lives somewhere else in some other state. And like, I know you ain't saying you have a relationship with a guy who's 4 states away. Don't lie. Or even in the same state, but so far away, and you've seen this girl every day. Like, well, I ain't never seen you with anybody, nor do you leave, because we're in tech school. We're here for quite some time, and then after you still see them because you're going through other things. I'm like, so well, if you haven't, I have. So that's so I know this fear of inadequacy or lack was really big on me, and it affected my attitude, it affected my motivation. I didn't feel like I can do anything. And those things leak into other things. That's why it's good to talk about it, get it off your chest. Um, those things, my feelings and my social life leaked into the professional life, and it leaked into my academic life. I didn't feel like I was good enough. I didn't think I could. I didn't think I could handle that class. I didn't think I could pass that. I took acting. I didn't think I was good enough. I'm like, man, I don't think they ain't gonna like my stuff. Nobody ever likes it. No matter what I do, I keep doing it. Which is another reason why, even right now, me going live right now, this is a test. I don't know. But I'm not comfortable with it. This is outside my comfort zone, but I'm still gonna do it because I feel like if I don't, I never will. And if I never will, nobody will ever be able to testify or say that this is what happened, that I did it. Right? Who knows? I may be on here for one person, and that one person actually come out and get, and if that one person actually come out and say anything, then that's what I was here for. I know we hear it a lot. We hear it a lot, but this is another fear. Some people fear that when they do something, it's not going to be big enough. They want to impress somebody. Who are you out here trying to impress? I'm trying to impress the previous me yesterday, who was still scared to get on here, get on live. I'm trying to impress. I'm trying to show that the me yesterday could have done it and that he can do it again tomorrow, right? So if you're here, come join me in the chat room. Hopefully it took you did exactly what I wanted to do. Um, and get it off your chest about what you've been going through this weekend. Just for this week. Don't go back too far. Just this week. Did you go through anything this week? Another thing I went to, I got to tell you that. So I got some stuff for you. If you don't got it, I got some. If you ain't got it, I got it. I'm trying to do an event. Now, this is what I can't say because I don't want nobody to get, I don't want to get to it. But I'm trying to do an event. I know. My friend told me not to say try. Got to learn how to speak things, right? I'm going to do an event. Hola, Allison. I'm going to do an event, and this event has never been here before. I'm trying to stay positive and anxious. I'm trying to stay cranked. I'm trying to stay pumped up for this event. And every time when I try to tell somebody and try to get the people who I need, because you need, I don't care about what you're trying to do, you always need somebody. You need a team, right? If you really want to be successful, it's good to be in a team. That you may be able to succeed by yourself, but it's really good to have a team because there's always somebody who have a skill that's a little bit better in this certain area than you. And it's good to have another person, different set of eyes. But anyway, I've been trying to find other people who can help me out, right? And it's bad to get those no's. Rejection is something that's hard to just get over for some people. Now, I met somebody, matter of fact, my friend, she was Jehovah's Witness. Anybody know about Jehovah's Witness? Jehovah's Witness know how to take that no and just keep on stepping. Which is why I encourage, and she encouraged me, so I encourage you. I encourage you, if you have the muster in yourself to take on something to become better, join the whole Jehovah's Witness. Now, don't just go and join Jehovah's Witness just to play around, of course, but they will show you a way that if you weren't very comfortable with it, if you didn't know how to take rejection, stick with them for a little bit. Not only they're going to teach you rejection, they're also going to teach you how to study and how to glean and receive information and apply it, right? They're going to teach you a discipline that most people really don't have today. Because I don't know about you. I've been looking in the public sphere. People don't know how to handle anything. How in the world I don't know if did y'all see this footage of this guy? I think he's a teenager or something getting rejected from a girl he was asking out, getting rejected, and then body slam in the street. What the crap is wrong with you? Are y'all crazy? You gonna grab somebody and body because she said no? Out of all the people on this planet, that one said no, and you got mad. You couldn't take it because she said no. Woo, woo. I don't know about that. I can't do that. I can't do that. He need to get on here and tell us why he did it. Hey, look, man, get this out because I don't think he's in jail now, so can't tell nobody nothing. But before you get to that level, and that's why it's good to have somebody. If you at the barbershop today, you ain't going. Come on in. I know it's typing. I'm gonna get those call in numbers so people can call in. As a matter of fact, that's another fear. I really don't want people calling in with that craziness I've been hearing on social media. Don't call up in here with all that doggone cussing and crazy and you're just trying to be offensive for no reason. I cut you off. I mean, I won't feel that bad about it. But I'm just trying to get to some people. I'm trying to give a place to where people can actually just get it off your chest. I'm gonna tell you this. I'm gonna do it every Saturday. As long as I'm not, I'm gonna plan on doing it every Saturday. Oh, my bad. Allie the PR. That's who y'all hear me talking to. Allie the PR. Sorry about that. I'm going to do it every Saturday. Right? Okay. Yeah. So we got to get over this and help me out. That's my confession today is fear. The word of the day is allodoxophobia, which means fear of other people's opinions. And we'll have some people, they'll come out and say, I don't care what nobody say. And actually they do. They do. Their actions speak different than their words. They'll come out and say these words, I don't give a, I don't. And if we had an editing machine, that joke would be beeping the whole time. You wouldn't understand anything they're saying. They're cussing so much. And then sure enough, their actions would reflect that they cared deeply about what somebody thinks, you know. And me personally, I don't think you should not care about what people think. We are social creatures. We're in the world. I mean, if you didn't care about what anybody thinks, why don't you just go outside naked? See how that will see how long that'll last, right? I love my body. Okay, well, go on out there. All right, better put something on. You know, just go to the zoo and just go up and get in the den. See what that lion think, that tiger, right? These couple people did it and they found out. But I think we should, not all jokes aside, I think you should care about what people think. It just shouldn't affect your choice based on who you really are. If somebody believes that you're ugly and you know that you're not, and you don't believe you're ugly, it doesn't matter what they believe, right? If you know, you believe that you're cute. Now, most of us, well, I can't even say that anymore. I didn't grow up. Nobody thought I was cute. Nobody thought I was cute. So for a long time, I didn't think I looked good at all, which is why that whole I didn't feel confident with my ex in the ninth grade. And when she went, I'm like, man, I ain't even sure. I know. Maybe she just used me as some little toy or some little, maybe I was a plaything. I don't know what was going on. You know, I was naive. I had no big brother or cousins or any other males in my life to show me, have precedence so I can learn and get an idea. So I know a lot of times, which is how and why a lot of people now they go through life and they're angry and they don't even know what they're angry about. This is what you do. This is why you get it off your chest. You got to just say it. Just 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 give it to somebody else. Don't carry that around for the rest of your life. It's going to affect you. And when things affect you so much to where you become contaminated in one area of life, it starts to infect other areas of your life, right? It starts to infect everything. Stuff you love, and you don't want that to happen. And how you help not allow that to happen is by getting it off your chest sometimes. Sometimes you just gotta go give. Look, I've done a couple of times. It's just been a couple. I went to a place to where I just wanted to scream. I screamed at the top of my, I'm sick of this shit out. Oh, you're making too much noise. I'm tired of you talking to me that way. Blah blah blah. And I wasn't finna go and talk to that person like that, you know, because it wasn't gonna do nothing but start a bunch of fussing and fighting and cussing, and it was never gonna be over. It was never gonna be over. Where do you have a time in your life to where you had to make a choice? That's another thing. You wanted to tell the person the truth, but you knew as soon as you told it, it was just gonna get worse. I've had people in my life to where it was situations like that, and you have to make the choice either be silent again, and then they're gonna judge you, even though you're trying to help them not judge you. You're trying to help them become, and you're trying to help them see what they may not be paying attention to, how they may be treating others, what you're going through if they say they love you. But you can't tell them, right? Because they're not listening. You can't say it. Because if you say it, it's just going to make it worse. And then we're going to add on to whatever it is you have. So what if you just got to a point to where you were in a situation and you got a chance to say something to me? Say it here. Now, of course, you're not right now, you're not on film, right? But if you can get it out, I'll tell them. Don't mean anything to me because I don't know anything about it. I don't have any, emotional attachments to it. There's nothing there. And I have no desire to be there. I don't even know, so I can get it out. I can say, like for instance, somebody could come. I have taught. I went live before, and somebody just wanted somebody to sing "Happy Birthday" to them. Now, within the next 30 seconds, somebody says my birthday. I'm not saying "Happy Birthday" to you because I know you're just trying to get me to sing "Happy Birthday." Nah, but I sung "Happy Birthday" to them, whoever it is, whether it was a joke or not, because you don't know, right? And I'm like, what is it really gonna hurt me to do it? I am on live, and somebody felt enough to log into my live stream and put that on. But they said, it's my birthday. Could you sing happy birthday to me? Oh, you gonna give a request? Okay, I don't think it's right, but we're gonna try this, right? I was sung happy birthday to him. Him, her, whoever, whatever, whoever it was. And that's what it should be about. Because what if that person didn't have a friend? What if that person was in an abusive relationship? What if it was a child? I was hoping the child was on there, but what if it was a child? And they never got anybody singing happy birthday to them. Now, I must admit, when I was little, I had some. It was always with family members, and they weren't like glamorous, but they were not bad birthdays. We had cake and stuff and eating. There was a bunch of family, a lot of my cousins, and so it was better than some other people. So I'm not gonna complain about that. But once I started getting older, nobody really cared, you know, except my mom and my brother. I think he cared because he get to eat the cake and eat the food, pizza, whatever we was gonna eat. So I think he cared as long as it looked okay. I'm gonna pay my price and saying happy birthday. Look, can we eat now? But nobody was there. I didn't get presents flying through. I didn't get money pinned on me. We used to. How many is it's gonna date you a little bit? How many are old enough? I don't know if they still do it anymore. But how many are old enough to used to have money pinned to you? On the and sometimes it's good to start off with the five so some people can't compete because if you put a one on top of that five, you kind of look cheap if you get caught putting it on there. So you try to help the kid out. You put a five on there. All right, now y'all put some fives on there. Quit putting them $1 bills on there. Allison say, "My bad, I just got off of work. What we talking about?" Well, Allison, thank you for joining the Threshold Agenda. This is a Get It Off Your Chest live. I just wanted to come on here and allow people to get off their chest. We're gonna get to a point to where I get call-in number for people to call in and actually say it, but this is about fear. The word of the day is allodoxophobia, which means the fear of other people's opinions, and that was one of the fears that I had, and I'm still getting over it to a certain degree. But you put yourself out there, and I just wanted to give people a chance to get it off their chest about this week. I was asking them what about this week that they had, and they probably bothered them or it put them in a different put them in a different headspace, and they just wanted to get it off their chest. So you said, I think you asked about this week. I can't think about anything because you met Tony Terry last night. Oh, okay. I can't sing the song. Literally, I can't sing a song, and I don't want to get flagged, so I guess I'm gonna stop there. Okay, I'm just playing. I don't do that. Well, they really get me. So, you met him again. Oh, you met him before. So you met him more than once. Okay, cool. That's good. I've never met him. I never met Tony Terry. I think it would be cool. I remember when COVID hit, he was really on social media, singing good, whatever he could. And I think everybody got on social media, so that's a really big push when COVID hit. So I'm trying to get a hold of me. You met in 2013 and 15. Wait, nah, hold on. Let me ask you something. Are you following him? I'm just playing. I think it's good. I don't get that excited when I meet celebrities. I met a lot of people. As a matter of fact, thanks to Allie PR, I had a chance in her connections with certain artists and managers. I got a chance to meet up close and personal. They had a concert. It was a nice concert with Joe, Genuine, Drew Hill, and Keith Sweat. So it was pretty good. I also don't go to concerts, but the thing I noticed in concerts, right? I felt a little. I don't know. I ain't trying to get a little spiritual, but anyway, I am. It's a whole arena. It's a whole arena of people singing their songs, but the sound of everybody being on one accord, it's a certain feeling when people are actually on one accord. That's why it's so powerful. And I started to be like, no wonder God had to tear the Tower of Babel down. When you on one accord, that was just an arena that size. The Tower of Babel had many more people. It could fit 12,000. It was at capacity, but the power of people being on one accord in an agreement, you could feel it. You don't just hear it, you can feel it. That's a powerful thing. Um, okay. Um, wait, hold on. You got something to show on screen? Oh, you're not a groupie? Okay, cool. Shout out to Ali P. Y'all. Thank you for joining, Cassie. Cassie ER7703. Thank you for joining. Um, as a matter of fact, I ain't trying to blow up the spot, but everybody who get a chance to do something that they can't do on their own power should be giving flowers to those who give them that ability, right? So shout out to Ali the PR for giving us that opportunity. Um, you know, I've thought about something. We spend a lot of time trying to chase after people. We spend a lot of time trying to chase after people like celebrities. You see how Meg Thee Stallion is going through with hi Cassie. Hi Cassie. How you doing? Hope you're doing okay. You know, being blessed and more blessed than you were yesterday, right? Um, we got people going. They like this whole Meg Thee Stallion situation. What y'all think about the whole Meg Thee Stallion situation? Now, everybody's all in these people's personal lives as if they actually know them or are part of the relationship. But we have a lot of people that's basically being the enemy of somebody who they don't even know. Yeah, you might not want to say ain't no fun if the homies can't handle it. For those of us at this age, we gonna be like, "What you talking about, Allison? Where you going with this? Right? Don't start don't start being nasty, man." But yeah. So people are all up in the Meg Thee Stallion uh, relationship as if they're a part of it, and they just go off of what she said. And since they're fans of hers, they believe no matter what she's going to tell the truth about everything, and that she doesn't withhold any information. She's really going to be out there and give you everything exactly the way it is, and you can't really go based on that just because you're that. I mean, I understand if you're the person's friend, you want to believe them, but y'all not them friends, y'all fans. And y'all attacking this man on social media and trying to make his name bad because they relationship didn't work out. What kind of mess is that? Who cares? I mean, neither one of them neither one of them. This isn't their first relationship. They didn't come out and tell everybody that they're about to get married. So what is it about? What is it about? Why are people so quick to go and want to have an enemy? Why are we so fast? Why is it so easy? What is the draw about contention? What is it? Why do we want to go and find something to fuss and cuss about? Rah, 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 rah. What are you mad about? What are you mad about? What are you going through? Really? That involves them. That you really need to actually go out and say something about somebody else. That's what I'm talking about. Is that fear? This was what make people scared to say anything, because if they say anything and you don't like it, all of a sudden you become their enemy. Instead of just being like, I don't agree with that. I don't know if you should say that, but I mean, that's you. If that's how you feel, uh, yeah, they're humans just like they are humans just like us. They make mistakes. They go through things. It's not always perfect. However, once again, you weren't there. You're not part of their life. And I don't want to say it. I don't want to make it seem like it's a bad. It's I don't want to. I don't know. They don't know you, so if you disappear, they not gonna really care because they don't know who you. They don't even know you existed. So most of you going through life in living as if you're somebody else, it doesn't matter to them. Allison says, remember when Eric Benet cheated on Halle Berry? Folks found out. Then it don't matter how much money or beauty you got, right? And I see Eric Benet every once in a while on social media. He'll look like the same vibrant young man. Of course, he's age, but you're not with them. You're not with them. So what is it about? Won't you find something good to say? That's hard. It's a challenge to find something good to say, more than it is a challenge to find some negative. Because negativity is around us all the time. You can, man, look, man, this ball it's not dark enough. Yeah, this lighting it's not bright enough. You know, and you can get all emotional about it, but it don't matter. It's turn it up. I mean, if it ain't bright enough, get a better light. You should. But you ain't gotta hate. You ain't gotta be mad about it. What you mad about. So people tell me about me, my wrinkles on my forehead because I've been frowned up too much. I was mad. I was mad, dude. I was mad at a lot of stuff because I just didn't get my chance, and I felt like no matter what I did, it wasn't good enough. So I'll rock around with them. And leave me alone. I don't want to talk to you either because you ain't listening to me. You don't care. You don't care. You don't care. I care. A little bit. I care a little bit. I care a little bit. I care a little bit. Okay. Not about Meg Stallion and her relationship. I care about her as a human being. I don't want anything to happen to her. Or the guy she's with. And that's how this. I can't remember. Shoot, what's his name? I should know his name. Actually a very successful basketball player, vet. But I'm not in their life. I don't, you know. The one before him, I didn't care either. I don't say any other artist, because me personally, I don't have any particulars towards a specific person. I don't care enough about somebody else's life more than I do over my own. I need to take care of myself. And once I make sure I'm good, then I can afford to start worrying about somebody else. But if they don't even know I exist, stay in your lane. Stay in your lane. You're taking on stress that does not belong to you, and for what? At what costs? What do you gain from that? Nothing. Except you be able to type on social media and tell your other friends who's also a fan of her, girl, did you hear? Hey man, did you see what happened to him? Y'all, what happened to you? What happened to you this week? What happened to you this week? Tell us what happened to you. Get it off your chest. Get it off your chest. Well, I'm gonna give it about 12 more minutes. Give people a chance. I know some people getting off, they won't see anything. We don't get enough people on here. And, I cut it short. I'll come back again. It wasn't it. It was impromptu. I didn't put up I didn't put up any kind of signs or say anything. I didn't let people know it was coming. So we'll get there. We'll get there. But before I go, I thank Cassie and Allison for joining me. That's two. That's two. So now my goal is to see if I can get three. There was three at one point. There was three people on here at one point. I don't know who the third person was. But this is, it's water cooler talk. You just chat. You just chatting. You just chatting. Trying to get that. Anybody noticed? If any makers, want to support, I want to support a brother, get that body on my hair. Anybody want to support a brother, yeah. Yeah, Crestview traffic, 85. Oh my gosh. They can't. Please, 85. If you are one attendant, if you are part of this, and you're in traffic, please don't look at the screen. Just turn the volume up. You can still hear me. You ain't gonna look. Don't look at the screen because it's gonna be that time you look at the screen a little bit too hard, especially if I'm being silly and I make a face or something. You be like, "What was that?" Oh no, we don't need none of that. We don't need any of that. I want everybody to be safe. I want everybody to enjoy themselves. Like I said, this is a weekend. You say, did you know glass? Allison said, did you know glass isn't really a solid? Glass isn't really a solid. What is it, a matrix of shards? Is it a matrix of shards? Is this a science? Is this a science question? Glass isn't really a solid. I don't know. I thought it was. It's technically classified as an amorphous solid or frozen liquid rather than a traditional crystalline solid. I mean, man, look. I think the solid is based on. I think solid is like the frequency or the like of the molecules that is in it. They move at different types of temperatures. I mean, yes, you liquefied. It was liquid. It was molten. I don't even know what they put in there to make glass. Salts or something else. Um, and then um, yeah, they got it real hot and they started bending it and blowing into it and all of that and they formed it and shaped it. But it's the same thing they do with ice, water. Water, you cool it off. You change its state due to change the temperature and the structure moves and this, and you make ice and you can start shaping it into. But ice is a solid. You know, I mean, if they want to start see, this is where people start getting to where they just trying to make stuff to where you confusing instead of just keep. We know what a solid is, man. I mean, most people don't even. Most people they still think that there's only three states of matter. They think it's just gas, liquid, and solid. Most people just leave plasma out of it because they don't really focus or practice, in science that plasma is another state. Most stars are made out of plasma, but then we get to things like gelatinous, like pasty. It's not quite liquid because you can't pour it, but it's not solid enough you can sink into it. So that's another state that people try to use, but then they'll be like, well, it's not really a plasma either. It's not. Man, look, okay. Unless we're going to encounter it, really, we don't really need to know that. Because a jellyfish is not really. Man, stop. Everybody tearing them gummies up. That's a solid until you get it hot and you turn it into a liquid. You know. Um. Anyway, I appreciate everybody coming out. Um, all three of us. All three. Look, I'm happy with the three, and like I said, so tomorrow, next Saturday, or if I come on live before then, I hope I get 4 or 5, even multiply. You know what I'm saying? Um, but yes, today was just days for impromptu. Give a chance to come out and get it off your chest. I probably should have waited a little bit later when people start settling down. And who knows? You know what? I might come back on live again if I'm not busy until I'm in the studio actually today trying to get some settings done so I can start make this more productive and see about moving. I told you I have a new studio space. I'm gonna try to do this. I'm still gonna use this, but the new studio space is probably I hope it's gonna be better. Be able to have more live audiences, things like that for conversations, the topics of what we have, and even local events and things like that. Um, and I was working on trying to see if I can get Allie the PR, and her connects, being cool with her, and see if we can get Tony Terry or Cut Close on, especially Tabitha Duncan. She's cool. She's crazy too. She crazy. She's crazy, but she's definitely live. Um, and we got some local artists. There's a local artist around here, the Jay Rich. He's been pushing around, going through the circuit. A lot of the local people love him. Um, I just, um, I don't know. Sometimes you just need a time to reflect. So all of you going to the barbershop, make sure y'all, especially older cats, make sure y'all share your wisdom with the young ones in there. They might pretend like they don't want to listen to, but still tell them. Because one thing I noticed, I didn't get when I was younger was the wisdom of the older people, and until I started hanging around them, and you learn a lot more. Any of you young cats, y'all hear this? Go around the older people, pay attention. You really need to pay attention and get into what they're talking about because that wisdom, once they go on, that wisdom goes with them. And we see what's happening in the world right now. It's like nobody passed anything down. We missing, not to be jumper, we missing recipes from when we were growing up. So all those recipes, a lot of those recipes are gone. We're missing the wisdom of men, boys to men, so the boys can become men. The wisdom of how to become a better man and respectful. We're missing apprenticeships with people learning how jobs, and getting up under somebody who's a master and you become a master also. Because a lot of trade jobs are gone and people don't even want to do it. Shoot, if you want to try to date somebody today, you got to make enough money. They don't even know that trade jobs actually make a lot of money and they're needed, but people don't want it because it's no glory in it. And that's why we need the older man to come and tell the younger boy, hey, y'all need to learn plumbing because I'm going to tell you, in the middle of the night when that leak hit, I need you, not now, I need you right now. In the middle of the night, when that leak hit, I need you not now, but I need you right now. And if you got that skill, then you're going to get that dollar. No ifs, ands, or buts about it. A plumber. And nobody wants to do it. Because sometimes a plumber can be, a pretty nasty job. But if you got the skill set, I wanted a sink change. That thing had 3 digits. I just want you to change it. I don't want you. I'm buying this. No, no. If you want me to come out here and do this, that's 3 digits. Like, just for you to take the other one and put it on it, it's just you say, well, if it's just attachments, why you ain't doing it? I don't like getting down there. Well, you gonna pay me the 3 digits then. If you don't want them, get them in there. Like I said, you hit that leak, you catch that leak, money, just from the plumber that don't look very enticing at all. His uniform is not flattering. It's not flashy. Most of the time, his truck and his equipment, you got that big bag of all that stuff. It don't look. It's not demanding. It's not flattering. It's not fancy. But when he came in there and fixed that thing up real quick and patch it up, you paying. Pay up, buddy. Pay up. You better pay up. Plumbers. We need plumbers. We need electricians. We need electricians. We be hiring all of these handymen and then trusting them, and they're not even certified. They're not qualified to really do the job. And you hire them because you're in such dire straits. You need somebody right now, and you don't want to pay that money because they come out there and say, in order to get me to even show up at your house, that's already $60, $100. I just showed up. And the only way that $100 is actually going to be worth it to you is if you actually have me do the work I can do when I get there. But it's going to come off that other price, that higher price of me actually doing the work. So you still going to pay me if I just show up. And I'm hearing a lot of the now younger women, you got to make 100 grand. You must not know about these plumbers and these electricians. And most of the time, if it costs 100 grand just to be with you, you ain't making no money or something. What's wrong with you? You ain't got no job. What you mean he better be making 100,000? You trying to be a traditional one? What you doing? 100,000. Where you live? That's what most people miss. If you don't live in a very demanding or high price place, if you live in Fort Lauderdale, if you live in Hollywood, if you live in Beverly Hills, if you live, I'm not even talking about the ultra rich. I'm just the stereotypical place. If you live in New York City, where they got whole, they got parking lots. They have parking spots that's more than most people's rent down here. in New York. Ain't nobody trying to spend those 6 digits on no parking spot. Are you crazy? However, if you want to invest, you want to invest, you want to make some money, invest in downtown New York City in a parking spot. No people paying you to park in that parking spot. Not be told. Whew. If you got that money, that's how the rich stay rich. They'll do something and make it to where you gotta pay them in order to just be there. They're not doing anything. It's just a spot. It's just a spot that allows you not to have to walk a couple of blocks to get to that space. But baby, you gonna pay a pretty penny just to get there, right? But I done got way off subject. Today's subject was fear. Get it off your chest. It was fear. What fear do you have? What is your fear? What is a fear? So today's subject was about um, get it off your chest for this week about what's happened this week. You want to get it off your chest, something that happened. It can be good, but especially if it was something negative, somebody talked to you the wrong way, and you wanted to go off, but you didn't. Thank God you didn't, because you probably wouldn't be able to be a part of this live stream. You'd be behind bars somewhere. But the subject is fear. Something you fear. I used to fear. I kind of still do. But my fear was inadequacy. I didn't feel like I was good enough. So much so that when people started, once I became an adult, people started asking me, what is your dream? The thing people just ask you when you were little, what do you want to be when you grow up? And I used to say, I had got to a point to where, and I was very serious too. I was on a different path, a different mindset, I should say. I wasn't on a different path. I was just on a different mindset. I was trying to figure out how do I express my feelings, because I wasn't used to doing so. Because as I grew up, a lot of people, I didn't talk a lot. A lot of people wouldn't talk to me, and when I did talk, they act like they wasn't listening. So I just stopped talking altogether. I don't want to waste my time. So I got to a point to where, hey, people ask, what do you want? What's your goal? My goal was to be immortal. And of course, when you say that word, people start tripping. What I'm trying to say is, like, right now, people are going crazy off of Michael Jackson. That man been gone for almost 2 decades. Don't even seem like it's been going that long. That man been gone for almost 2 decades. And today, people who were born have never seen anything about him except for whenever things like this happen. Some people still don't even know who he really is. And this man's name is being spoken. His image is being appreciated. His work, his dance, his work ethic and performances, his genius and performances. And it's still being recognized today. And that's what I was wanting. I didn't want to be in existence and out of existence into oblivion. And you didn't even know I was here. You didn't even know I came and gone. I'm like, I don't, and some people are like, that's kind of, I just don't want to, I want to have some sort of purpose. And hopefully it's a positive purpose. I want to have a purpose. If all the things we believe in, another fear, if all the things we believe in, we come across and we don't feel like whatever it is that we coming across, if all the things you believe in, they turn out to be fake, right? They turn out to be false. All the things you believe in, they turn out to be false. And when you're gone, you just go to nothing, then there's nothing to worry about. But if at least one of us is right, out of all the belief systems of the world, if at least one of us is right, and there's something after you leave, after you pass, I at least want to leave something here that when I pass, I can bear witness of myself. Because while I'm living it, I don't know if it's good or not. Except for when somebody else tell me. And a lot of people don't even want to give you flowers about what you do, especially if you do something positive, until after you're already gone. And they give it to a doggone box. Don't give it to the box, give it to me. So when I'm gone, I want to know that somebody still remembers something I did in a positive way. George Washington been gone a long time. We still see his face on the dollar bill. Until they change that, until they change the currency of the American currency, we'll still see his face. We'll still be talking about it. If it's not just currency, he was the first general, first recognized president of the United States. Because there's a lot of stuff coming out. We finding out there were people before him, huh? Because it wasn't called the United States though, right? Whole nother subject, whole nother topic, another day. Still, we still know who he is. Puff Daddy helped us remember Benjamin Franklin. Ain't that crazy? It's all about the Benjamins, right? Most people don't even know. Most people, well, wait a minute. Why is he even on the dollar? Wait, was Benjamin Franklin the president? Like what? Yeah, he remembered. You never met that man. You weren't here. And whether you think whatever he did on this planet was good or bad, he still remembered. And people seek it. Let me have one of the Benjamins. You gonna pick one? You don't even want a Washington. You want a Benjamin, right? You can only pick one. You want the Benjamin. You don't want the Washington. And you saying both their names, it still don't matter. Their names are still up here. So when I go, I want my name, my essence, my work, my whatever. I want something to still be here that can still affect people even when I'm gone. To me, that can go. Because if you affect that next person, that person takes it and they know who did it. And they know where it come from. Or they know the essence of it. Or they know its principle. And they keep it. And they pass it down to their next generation. That's what I'm talking about. Even if it's saying, that's why a lot of philosophers are remembered because they have a quote that's saying you can pass it down. And as long as it's wisdom, the book of Proverbs is one of my favorite books of the Bible. All those Proverbs, they make so much sense. And if you can pass it down, as he did, Solomon, you pass it down, you can go to, so Solomon, thousands of years gone. Still talking about it. Still talking about it. That's what I want. I want my life to mean something in such a capacity to where even when I'm gone, it's still effective. Anyway, I've passed the hour. I thank all of y'all for who's held on so long, held on tight. I'm about to get on up out of here. If there's one thing I will say in closing. There's one thing I will say in closing. It's no matter what we're going through in life, as long as you have the breath in your body to change and be better than you did yesterday, you still have another chance. And please don't do anything to get put behind the bars to where somebody else can control your movement. You have the freedom to control your movement right now. So all these things happening in other people's lives, if you can't change it or you can't make it better, be quiet and stay in your lane and go home. Stay in your lane and go home. Because a lot of people don't even have a home to go to. If you do, stay in your lane and go home. Right? That's what I got for today. Thank you for joining me today. And if this is recorded, I hope y'all enjoy the show. I shall come back. If you put in the comment section of the respective platforms, Facebook and YouTube, go to Threshold Agenda. Please like, share, and subscribe. And I will say, be blessed. Hope you had a great day. Until next time. This is my group.